biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
Oh, quítate.
Shot through.
Escala la cadena. Dice biopringues. Has absorbido una biopringue. Son puntos que se usan para desbloquear mutaciones. Se consiguen derrotando a Morgs y en contenedores que hay por muchas partes del mundo. Para usar tus biopringues puedes usar tus biopringues para desbloquear poderes especiales en cualquier momento desde la sección de mutaciones del menú. Biopuntos. Pues bueno, aquí estamos en un gameplay más de Biomutant. ¿Eso qué es? No. Vamos a subir la cadena. Entonces vamos a seguir con la historia en esta nueva serie. Espero que sea una nueva serie. Espero no dejarlo ahí tirada. Okay. Y esto parece otra cosa.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
¿Qué es? Dice, has encontrado un puzzle. Hay muchos por todo el mundo, algunos abren caminos y mientras otros te dan recompensas. Para cambiar el nodo seleccionado, usa LS, o sea, el left stick. Para rotar el nodo, LB y RB. Este es el número de rotaciones que se quedan. Cuando mayor sea tu intelecto, más movimientos tendrás. Para completar el puzzle, has de rotar cada nodo y colocarlo en una posición determinada. Podría haber consecuencias si te quedas sin movimientos. Movimiento restante, dice. Puzzle de rotación. Rota cada uno de los nodos para que los colores se correspondan con los otros. Okay.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons. It's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Okay. Vámonos. Entonces, todo eso fue consecuencia de los desechos.
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go.
Ya se abrieron. Vamos a ver de dónde vienen esos disparos. Dice: ataque aéreo. Un contraataque perfecto a un enemigo lo aturde. Un enemigo aturdido tiene estrés alrededor de su cabeza. Tras golpear al enemigo de nuevo, puedes lanzarlo por los aires pulsando LB. Otra vez el mismo botón.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
Caduco.
Boom.
Ah. No le hace nada.
Zap 'em good. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
No le hicieron nada al viejillo.
Wonder what you could make with that.
Está. Ciérrale.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Que seguramente
the child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
La cicatriz.
It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma.
Your Muma.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the
Mi
present,
muma y mi
to find your
papsi.
way back. But he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
¿Qué nos jugamos? Dice.
The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Ahí van los recuerdos, dice. Ajuste de diálogo. Por defecto los diálogos están configurados para avanzar en una línea a la siguiente de forma automática. Si quieres... Ok. Pero no quiero. En aquellos tiempos. ¿Eso qué? ¿Obsoleto?
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here.
Sí, no creo que le importe. Espero haberle dicho.
You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people.
Patateños.
The potato people, or Nono,
No.
are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
Vamos a ver esto de no, patateños mejor, dice.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
¿Eh? Agita la hierba. A ver. El trajecito. ¿Dónde voy? Creo que es para acá. Qué bonito. Parece que no hay daño por caída. Y en el agua sí puedo saltar. ¡Ah! Ok, no puedo saltar. Bueno, sí puedo saltar, pero no es por ahí. Vamos de nuevo. No lo había visto. Vamos a agitar la hierba. Si has encontrado uno, es un orgullo que no salen para todo el mundo.
You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life.
¿Crecerá y se hará fuerte?
Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
Agárralo. Ahí está. Maneja la red como si fueras pescador. Dice que está impresionado.
He's grateful for all the help he can get.
¿Dónde puedo encontrarlos? ¿Cuántos necesito?
To the roots of the Pensai tree. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so countless, he'd say. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Okay. Ahora vámonos de vuelta. Y ahí va a estar obsoleto ahí. Ok, vamos a ponerle el nono al árbol. Eso parece como si fuera una de esas.
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes,
el símbolo del ADN.
No reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us.
Mi Muma.
You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
Sí, no debería preocuparla.
No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not.
Eso fue un flashback.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
Devoramundos, los World Eaters.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mecton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route.
Aquí es
Wiz
donde,
is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface.
donde
at the end
recibimos
of the
todas las
Northwest Route.
misiones y de seguro es donde, puedes ir a donde tú quieras.
Noko has tamed the Majut and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
¿Cómo se ve?
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. His
Ahora,
friends have
¿cómo
prepared something
derrotas
specific for
los
each world eater.
devoramundos?
The Mecton, the Octopod, the Majut, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride.
Okay.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
La red para atrapar los nonos. Abre la puerta. Okay. Bueno, vamos a dejar el video ahí. Y pues vamos a seguir en el próximo.